Hey guys, Andrew here with DrewFit. I want to thank you for tuning in. Today's video topic going to be on hypothyroidism, how it increases adrenaline, and how in a lot of cases that I tend to believe that it is a misdiagnosis for hyperthyroidism due to the effects that adrenaline has on the body. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but as always, if you guys can please subscribe to my channel, like, share this video with somebody that can use this information, and also give me a follow on Instagram at DrewFit. So first of all, I want to thank Danny Roddy. If you guys aren't following his YouTube or his Instagram account, I highly encourage you to, especially if you're somebody that's interested in optimizing just overall health, but also thyroid levels as well. But he's been posting a lot on this topic, and I've been getting a few questions as well. So his information he's been putting out has been really connecting the dots. And I jotted some notes down here, so I'll be looking down at my notepad. But I put decreased thyroid function is associated with high adrenaline, sometimes 2 times the amount, upwards to like 20 or 30 times the amount. Some people have noted, which is pretty substantial, and can, kind of connect the dots as to why a lot of people with undiagnosed hypothyroid are getting diagnosed with hyperthyroidism, leading to a lot of people getting their thyroid gland actually removed, which in my personal opinion, I think that should be very last resort. I think there's a lot of diet and lifestyle changes that you can do to enhance your thyroid function. But like I said, the adrenaline is kind of offsetting these tests and, giving people the wrong diagnosis. Is that always the case? Absolutely not. I do believe there are people with hyperthyroidism, but I do believe that number is a lot lower than we believe it is to be, just because to find an overactive thyroid would have to be some kind of genetic thing, in my opinion, just because how much we are bombarded with stuff to actually suppress our thyroid function nowadays. I just find it, there's more questions to be asked to find out what is actually going on. And I think the adrenaline side of hypothyroidism is often overlooked. So what are some of the symptoms to having high adrenaline if you do have hypothyroidism? This can lead to an increased heart rate and body temperature, and this is a big indicator as to why people might think they have hyperthyroidism, because usually hypo people are lower pulse rate and a lower body temperature than normal. So that's one indicator as to why they might think they have hyperthyroidism. Other issues are going to be an increase in blood pressure, high blood sugar, anxiety issues, a lot of sleep issues as well. Things like, bad dreams, nightmares, waking up frequently to go pee, just waking up in the middle of the night sometimes. That can be caused due to the high adrenaline caused by hypothyroidism. Now, how do you test for hypothyroidism? You can go the traditional route, how they do T3, T4, TSH, reverse T3, stuff like that. Danny Roddy, he posted, other really good indicators that are probably more beneficial to that is going to be just, checking your body temperature, checking your pulse rate, which I have a video on how to do this, very simple. You can check your total cholesterol serum levels as well as prolactin, and those are pretty good indicators for thyroid health as well, so something to look into. And things that you can do if you are somebody that is dealing with high adrenaline levels, or you suspect that you are dealing with high adrenaline levels. A lot of these I got from Danny Roddy as well. Increasing your calcium intake. He recommends around 2,000 milligrams per day, so drinking a lot of milk. Personally, when I was dealing with really bad hypothyroidism, back in like 2018, 2019, when I first discovered the pro-metabolic community, I definitely had bouts of like really bad adrenaline at times, so bad it would send me into a full-blown panic attack. And when I was introduced to the pro-metabolic approach, I was drinking about a half gallon of milk a day, sometimes upwards close to like 3/4 to a gallon a day. And I just noticed that had a really, really good calming effect. And, from my understanding is that it helps lower TSH, which would in turn help increase thyroid production, and, kind of lower that adrenaline response that you're getting. Other things you can do is having a good carbohydrate to protein ratio. You want to eat substantially more carbohydrates if you are dealing with higher adrenaline. I would probably recommend around, depending on your size and activity levels, 300 to 400 grams of carbohydrates, depending on how bad your adrenaline is. And then getting good quality protein. You can't overlook this. Consuming a lot of bone broth, gelatin, collagen type proteins are fantastic, as well as some good quality red meats, oysters, liver, stuff like that. Supplement that you can take, Progest E is one that Danny Roddy recommends. I recommend that for all females specifically, as that has really, really good beneficial factors on, down-regulating a lot of the stress hormones, adrenaline being one of those. And if you're a male, I'd probably recommend pregnenolone DHEA combination. Also, salting your food is really good. Salt has been shown to lower adrenaline, elevated adrenaline, I should say. Vitamin D and K are also going to be key factors, supplementary wise, or getting enough sun and, good quality cheese. You can get that vitamin K in. And like I talked about earlier, getting bone broth or gelatin in your diet is fantastic because you're going to be consuming a lot of anti-inflammatory amino acids. A lot of those inflammatory aminos that you're getting in muscle meats like steak, red meat, chicken, stuff like that, it does have a time and place and is beneficial for like muscular growth, skeletal muscular type stuff. But getting those anti-inflammatory amino acids are going to have a direct correlation on down-regulating the downstream effects from consuming those muscle meats. Like tryptophan can increase certain stress hormones, and that's really high in those kind of muscle meats. So getting a good balanced amino acid profile will be pretty important. And one thing I can't stress enough for people that are dealing with adrenaline, this is something that I personally notice because I know when my blood sugar is off that, I can go through times of like really high stress, high adrenaline, high cortisol type responses, but balancing your blood sugar is key. So if you're somebody that is dealing with high adrenaline, make sure you have a snack on hand, especially in the beginning stages of trying to improve your health. Balancing your blood sugar is just one of the most important things you can do, as well as eating the right foods. And I can't stress that enough. And a good way to balance your blood sugar is 10 to 15 minutes after eating a meal, go on a nice little walk, 10, 15, 20 minutes outside in the sun. Just does wonders for balancing your blood sugar. And obviously that the meals that you eat, you want to make sure they're balanced and good carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, stuff like that. Let's see, other note that I put here, lowering adrenaline can make a person feel very tired until they get their thyroid up. Now, I thought this was very interesting because I noticed when I started consuming a pro-metabolic diet is, I'd be eating like a good breakfast, and I think that would, down-regulate a lot of the stress hormones, specifically adrenaline. And I noticed after eating breakfast, I'd want to go and take a nap because I was so tired I could hardly keep my eyes open. And given about, a month or two time of being consistent with my diet, that kind of subsided. And I think this has a lot to do with getting your thyroid levels up, getting that T3, in check and within a healthy range, down-regulating TSH, stuff like that. So this is a very interesting topic. Like I said, I think a lot of people might be misdiagnosed. I'm not giving you guys health advice or, don't take this as professional health advice. This is just my opinion, but I think a lot of people might be misdiagnosed when it comes to hyperthyroidism, and they might be dealing with hypothyroidism. And before you jump onto a T3 medication, which I do believe there are some good ones out there, you should be making sure you have your ducks in line. You're eating a good quality diet that are covering all the bases from a vitamin and mineral standpoint and stuff like that. But I think that should be a last resort. Change your diet, change your lifestyle, balance your blood sugars. You're going to be key in this. And take some of those tips and tricks. And again, give Danny Roddy a follow as he has some great information on this topic. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them below. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.